Okay. Okay. Hi, my name is Carlos. Okay. So nice to meet you all. I have decided to create videos about creating videos talking in English because I think it's a good way to practice, okay, my speaking skills. The topic that I want to talk about you today is about a very interesting theme. My experience, or how did I gain experience teaching? Well, in this case, both languages, Spanish and English. It hasn't been easy because I'm an introvert person. I'm shy. Okay, but I decided to get out of my comfortable zone. Okay, so I noticed that that's the only way to grow up academically and professionally. Okay, I have been having conversations for a long time. I think it all started in 2018 when I had a lot of language exchange partners. So what we did is 30 minutes Spanish, 30 minutes English, and I hadn't to spend money. Okay, because it was totally free. It was very flexible. It was like a very good way to practice without putting a lot of effort. We didn't have like kind of lesson plan for this session. It was a matter of only being there and talking about what what we want to talk about. Okay, okay, that was a part of how I gained fluency. Okay, I still make tons of mistakes, but I decided not to be afraid of making mistakes. My focus is to be understood. Okay, that doesn't mean that I will not try to correct my mistakes. I try to do it. I'm kind I'm one of those guys that when I don't know a word, okay, or I have a doubt about how is it written, spoken, or said, I right away look it up in the dictionary. Okay, so I kind of obsessed sometimes, like, oh, I cannot withstand this. I have to look it up online. I have to know what does it mean. I usually do that when I found repetitive sentences, phrases, okay, words. Mhm. But in general, I I try to like analyze sometimes my mistakes and try to correct them at the end of the day. No, okay. Let's return to the topic about my experience regarding teaching language. Uh, um, I remember when I decided to become an English and Spanish teacher. Uh, I remember that that was my dream since I started studying. I started in WAPS University, but due to personal and private problems, I couldn't finish my studies. Then, when I was around 32, more or less, I I had an epiphany, like, okay, what I'm doing right now, I had to continue with my studies, to continue to fulfill my dream. So that's why I decided to study online, another opportunity for me, okay, to achieve that dream. And I spent 4 years studying, no, studying a lot, reading a lot, doing the activities, doing the exercises, practicing with my partners, language exchange partners. Also, well, having the tests, okay, giving presentations. Why? Because I'm very fond to English. Okay, I'm really into that. I really love to learn English. Okay, that's my passion. Okay, that's my it's like a dream that I have had all my life to become an English teacher. Okay, so I remember my internship. I had to teach for 6 months, but I didn't have a lot of experience. So at the beginning, well, I had the help of my another teacher, and she helped me a lot. She gave me like strategies. She gave me uh, like tips of how to do it. Unfortunately, at the time it was online. Okay, so that was easier for me to perform because I hadn't to be in a classroom to be with 40, 50 students. I think that was a very very good approach at the beginning. Start with the simplest way of teaching online, feeling comfortable, feeling safe. No, I remember I had to teach Colombians, Peruvians, Mexicans. Okay, it was a beginner class, so I I met a lot of people with different accents. It reminds me of this soap opera Betty La Fea when they have that specific accent. Okay, it's very cute. It's very cute, but it was very very like something new for me, no, to hear them with that accent. Okay, I was very praised about my work. My students loved how I taught them. My students told me, "Thank you, teacher. You are a very good teacher. You are very understandable, comprehensible. You are very like likable. Like you really are. You teach in a very good way that makes I make some difficult stuff easier for them to understand." And that's the way I teach. I'm not like very outspoken or very direct, straightforward, like throwing you the grammar and then that's a rule. You have to do it that way. No, no, no. What I try to do is I'm very visual. I use visual material, so I print out uh, pages or papers with rules, and usually there is like a chart and there are colors to differentiate the what the structures are we're looking at that specific moment. Okay, then uh, i I started teaching in another well, that was the internship in the university, at the university. Then I decided to try finding a new job online as a teacher. There were two options: Italki and Preply. In Preply, I noticed that the platform, at least the platform, was more dynamic. Okay, there were more options. Okay, there were. I also looked up that the company has more value on the stock market, so it seems that it's more important than I told you. Okay, regarding money, regarding quality, regarding blah blah blah. So when I decided to start teaching on Preply, I'm not saying that is like the best platform online, but that's the platform that I was more interested of. Okay, and but before doing that, I collect a lot of lesson plans. I made a lot of lesson plans regarding many topics, uh, topics from basic stuff like, I don't know, nouns, pronouns, articles, adjectives, to more complicated stuff like subjunctive mode, conditionals, a lot of vocabulary. So why did I do that? Because um, I had to find a way to work less. And right now, I'm still creating documents, creating files, but in general, I have almost covered all of them. I have also found books for children. Okay, I cannot teach children as I teach adults. Children have a different way of dealing with information, pieces of information. I had to found books for their age level also, and the way they process things, and how do children process things. They have a very short span right now. What they do, or what I have to do, is to find games, okay, having fun, okay, by learning. I have also to find colorful stuff, very very simple things, etc. No, okay. But once I started teaching online, um, my first experiences were very well. So I was surprised about many things, and probably at the beginning I did a lot of things wrong, but I didn't have the support of a tutor. Okay, I didn't have any. I was thrown out to the wilderness on my own, and I had to find my own ways of improving my sessions, my classes. Okay, and the only way to gain that was to practice, to do it, and in the process of doing it is when I was learning, I was going to learn how to teach. Fortunately, with the pass of the time, I found my own way, my own path of teaching. Now I have like a method. I also have I have a cousin. She also teaches Spanish, and I had conversations with her, and also she gave me hints, clues of how to teach a language. Okay, and I appreciate that. I also have my mentor from Canada. He has helped me since a long time ago for many years. He was always there for me, answering my questions, helping me, giving me, okay. But one thing's a theory. Was one thing's what they told you to do, tell you to do, like. But another thing completely is when you are already there, physically attending, being in the classroom, and it's a totally different world. Okay, I'm still learning. Uh, Once I was settled down on Preply online, I decided to teach in a school. In this, I am a graduated student, or graduated from Inglés America School of Inglés America. Okay, so I studied there for 5 years when I was a child until I was a teenager. And I remember my teacher Antelmo. He was the funniest guy I have ever met. He always had jokes to talk about. Okay, he was very funny, very amusing. I have very good fond memories about him. Okay, and he was awesome with his English. Awesome. Another teacher that followed up based on the level, because beginner was Antelmo, and then the intermediate level was teacher Aviles. Teacher Aviles was very methodic, very structured. He always was like that. I remember him writing on the blackboard, a lot of all the structures, all the grammar. He wrote it on the blackboard. Everything. He had a lot of stuff on the blackboard. Okay, and it was incredible all the knowledge that he had. He had been teaching for, I don't know, more than 30 years or 40 years, and I want to thank him because I learned a lot with him. And the last level was with teacher Stamatis. Teacher Stamatis has been a very important person here in La Paz because he was a pioneer of bringing English into La Paz. So he was one of the first guys of teaching or an opening an English school. Thanks to him, there are many, many graduates around the world, not only in Mexico. He has told us that there are many students that are, thanks to what they learned in this institute, they now are fluent in English. They can speak English like as native, almost native speakers, and it has English helped them to succeed, to follow their dreams, okay, to to achieve their goals, and that's awesome. And that's what I'm trying to do. Teacher Estamates also, I remember he was the last teacher it was the last requirement, the last teacher, the last level that we had to pass. No, why? Because we have a huge respect for him, for his knowledge. I'm amazed about all his English, the content that he knows. His accent is incredible. I love his accent. He sounds like native speaker when he's speaking. And he also taught on television when there was a channel here. I think it was Canal 10. Uh, and he was every week, once a week, he taught English to the people there. So on the set, or no, but he also was broadcasted on the television. So many people around here in my city learned many things regarding English thanks to him freely. They didn't pay anything. Okay, so I also have a huge respect, and I'm very thankful to him, no, because he has been one part of why I was interested in English, and how I decided to improve and to continue studying English, no. um, and the last thing about this video is my teaching experience teaching in a classroom. It has been sometimes difficult based on my personality. Why? Because sometimes I'm a very flat person. I'm absent-minded, but I decided that not to stop me. With the pass of the time, I started to feel more comfortable. Okay, and I really love to teach them. I really want to spread my knowledge to them. That's why I follow what I learned in the bachelor's degree. The warm up, the content development of the session, and then the last part, like a review, like the practice, the speaking. So the what I learned when I was studying is what I apply, but that's only the regarding knowledge, regarding the content, what they have to learn. The other part, and I think the most important, is regarding emotions. I'm dealing with humans, and humans have emotions. Humans um, sometimes are unpredictable. We cannot control our emotions. Okay, so what I have been trying to do is to create a good environment for them, where they feel safe to speak, where they feel safe to ask anything, and I have let them know that they can ask me, they can interrupt me. Doesn't matter. I also have told them that it doesn't matter if they can't produce sentences very well, if they make mistakes. I don't care about that. The idea is to be understood, to give the meaning, okay? And if the meaning is understood, it's done, it's completed. That's the purpose of learning a second language, to be understood, okay? Now, with the pass of the time, you can, like, master, no, or perfection your grammar, your sentence structure, your vocabulary. But if you say something in English and you are understood, great. That's the goal of speaking. That's the goal of talking, to be understood. Okay. And now I'm on the phase of enjoying and giving my best to my students. I really like them. They are very, very good students, very good guys, very good boys and girls. And that's and that's what I'm going to continue doing. Okay, to help them, because I know English will help them in some point in the future. It will uh, give them opportunities. Okay, to continue. I don't know, their studies, or even if they want to continue studying languages, English in this case. So I know how English, or how important it is English. Okay, and well, that's everything for today's session. I hope that well you learned or you you yes you learned something new about me, and I really appreciate that you stayed until the end of this session. Okay, so thank you very much and kudos. Thank you.